On the afternoon of May 25th, 1979, American Airlines Flight 191 crashed shortly after takeoff from Chicago's O'Hare International Airport. All 258 passengers and 13 crew on board, along with 2 people on the ground, were killed in the accident. With a total of 273 fatalities, the crash is the deadliest aviation accident in US history. The aircraft, a McDonnell Douglas DC-10, was on a scheduled flight to Los Angeles International Airport when the accident occurred. As the aircraft approached takeoff speed, engine number 1 detached from the left wing of the plane, taking a 3-foot or 0.9 meter section of the wing's leading edge along with it. Robert Graham, supervisor of maintenance for American Airlines, stated, "As the aircraft got closer, I noticed what appeared to be vapor or smoke of some type coming from the leading edge of the wing and the number 1 engine pylon. I noticed that the number 1 engine was bouncing up and down quite a bit. Once the aircraft started rotation, the engine came off, went up over the top of the wing, and rolled back down onto the runway. The aircraft continued a fairly normal climb until it started to turn to the left, and at that point, I thought he was going to come back to the airport." What was said in the cockpit in the final 50 seconds of the flight was not known, as the cockpit voice recorder lost power when the engine detached. In addition to the failure of the engine, several related systems failed. The detached engine's hydraulic system was damaged, but still operational. The electrical systems powered by engine 1 also failed, causing many systems to go offline, including the captain's instrument panel and stick shaker. The aircraft climbed to about 325 feet or 100 meters above the ground, while releasing a trail of fuel and hydraulic fluid from the left wing. The failure of the left engine's hydraulic system meant that the wing slats were locked in place. As a result, the left wing stalled, causing the aircraft to bank to the left at an angle of 112 degrees. The aircraft impacted the ground in a field around 4,600 feet or 1,400 meters from the end of the runway. Large sections of debris were hurled into a nearby trailer park, destroying 5 trailers and several cars. The plane had also crashed into a nearby aircraft hangar. It was completely destroyed by the impact, and the ignition of 21,000 gallons, 79,500 liters, of fuel. No sizable components other than the engine and tail section remained. In addition to the 271 people on board Flight 191, 2 employees at a nearby repair garage were also killed, and 2 more were severely burned. Witnesses to the crash confirmed that the plane had not struck any debris on the runway. Investigators concluded that the accident must have been caused by some form of structural failure. The National Transportation Safety Board determined that the left engine's pylon had been damaged during an earlier engine change at the airline's maintenance facility, only months before the disaster. Standard engine removal procedure recommended by McDonnell Douglas called for the engine to be detached from the pylon first, before finally removing the pylon from the wing. However, American Airlines, along with other airlines, had developed a time-saving procedure that would remove both the engine and pylon as a single unit. This removal method involved using a large forklift. Positioning of the forklift had to be extremely accurate. If it was out of position, structural damage to the wing could occur. This element of risk was compounded by a shift change that occurred during the removal. The normal loss of hydraulic pressure due to the shutdown of the forklift's engine caused a misalignment between the engine unit and the wing. This misalignment, while not enough to cause immediate structural failure, caused fatigue cracking that developed further over each takeoff and landing over the 2 months leading up to the crash, until the attachment finally failed. The NTSB determined that the loss of engine and the damage to the wing's leading edge should not have been enough to cause the crash. The report stated that the pilots should have been able to return the plane to the airport using its remaining 2 engines. However, the DC-10, unlike other planes, relied on hydraulic fluid to maintain the airflow over the wing. As the engine severed the hydraulic fluid lines, the resulting loss of pressure led to the wing's stall. The procedure of removing both the engine and pylon as a single unit was banned. Despite the drop in reputation, the DC-10 continued to have a long career as a passenger and cargo aircraft. A memorial to the victims of the crash was finally dedicated in 2011.